This is the Flock and Hive podcast. I'm Helena Nicklin, and here is my full conversation with Feng Shui expert Kristina Hollinger. Kristina Hollinger, welcome to the podcast. So you are a Feng Shui consultant and author based in Chicago, Illinois, and I want to hear all about what led you to becoming an expert in this amazing world and how it's helped you and others since. However, before we dive in that though, can you briefly explain in layman's terms what Feng Shui actually is and how it influences our daily lives? Because I think most of us have heard of it, but understanding it probably goes as far as moving the furniture around the house because it just feels better that way.
I love how you basically explained that most people think that Feng Shui is about design and how you arrange your furniture and the artwork you put up. And I just want to emphasize that that is a big part of Feng Shui. It's a big part of why I started the practice, because I'm a Libra and I'm a North Node Taurus. So I love beautiful aesthetic, beautiful environments. And that was my foot in the door with Feng Shui, is that I wanted my space to look good and feel good and harmonious. But the other aspect of Feng Shui that I don't think gets talked about that much is the inner energetics of Feng Shui, which is we have in Feng Shui, we work with three different types of energy. And the three types of energy we work with are universal energy. So how the moon phases affect us, if Mercury's in retrograde, how that impacts us as a collective. We also work with environmental energy, which is how our immediate surroundings impact us, which is kind of like what you were talking about, how our furniture is arranged, and just how our immediate surroundings are influencing us. But then we also talk about in Feng Shui, the third type of energy, which is our personal energy, which is everybody has their own personal energy. And sometimes we pick up on other people's energy and it influences us. So I really also help my students and my clients with balancing their personal energy so that they can become a magnet for what they desire.
I love that. It sounds like it's combining two completely different things that I didn't know could be combined, and I'm completely up for it. Okay,
Yeah.
that's brilliant. Great. So maybe a good place to start would be you telling us your story. So where did you come from and how did you get here?
I had life before Feng Shui, and then there's a distinct difference after I discovered it. So I lived the first 27 years of my life just being me, Kristina, doing my thing, totally living my life out of Feng Shui alignment, because my bedroom was never up to par with Feng Shui until I turned 27. And at that point in my life, I lived in downtown Chicago in a high rise with my husband. We had just gotten married. I had a new teaching job and a workout regimen that honestly, I was in so healthy. Everything looked really good from the outside. But at 27, I was approaching my Saturn return and something felt like it was missing. And so as I looked around our apartment, I decided I wanted to spruce it up. And I had heard of something called Feng Shui. So I leaned into it. I decided, let's try to update our home, make it look a little bit better, and then let's apply Feng Shui. So I started with the essential spaces, my front door, my bedroom, and there's something called the wealth area.
Yeah.
And I wanted more money, so I went there. And within 6 months of those adjustments and applying Feng Shui to those essential areas, we found out we were having our first baby. We bought our first house with grace and ease. My husband got an unexpected promotion.
Oh.
And for me, that was just the catalyst to where I am. Fast forward 10 years, here I am today, living and breathing the Feng Shui practice, teaching my students and my clients and empowering others to manifest with Feng Shui.
Wow, gosh, that's certainly a good advert for it, isn't it? My goodness me. That's amazing. So it's not just the movement of energy around, and everything is connected with the lunar cycles and everything. I've also heard of the word qi. Is that the same thing? Is it different?
Yeah, so qi is literally energy. So the way I like to describe it, sometimes it's spelled, first of all, CHI, or it's also spelled QUI sometimes. essentially, I'm going to introduce your listeners a little bit to the front door and why that's so significant. And it helps you understand the flow of energy in your home and how it supports you. Energy, we know, is invisible. And actually, Feng Shui, let's go back to these basics. Feng Shui translates into wind and water, because Feng Shui is the water in which we can see, which means like how we arrange our furniture and the pictures we hang on the wall, that influences us. But then the invisible part of Feng Shui is the wind. And that's that energetic, invisible force that surrounds us. It's around us and also within us. And so when you think about your front door, every time you open your front door, that's called the mouth of chi, or the mouth of energy. And essentially, the energy from the outside is coming into your home as if your home is taking a huge deep breath in through its mouth. Wow. And your whole home is replenished and rejuvenated every time the front door opens. Now, this is where I was drawn to Feng Shui and what is so exciting to me. The core of my work is working with the Feng Shui bagua map. And essentially what this is, it's a 9-square grid that identifies which areas of your life are located in specific areas of your home. So for example, you have a wealth area of your home, a